us actually look like this. Like on the cellular level, our bodies are, we have a lot of brown and decayed, basically we call them senescent cells. So look up David Sinclair. He's a Harvard scientist, talks a lot about fasting and longevity genes, and he talks about the senescent cells. So a lot of us are walking around with brown leaves on our body. So this is mitochondrial dysfunction, right? We have a lot of cells in our body that aren't in tune with the vibrancy of the whole plant itself. So it's pretty cool too. Plants go through a process called photosynthesis, if you ever heard of that. So this is a chemical process, right? This plant sits in the sun and it can collect the rays of the sunlight, and then because it has chloroplasts, it turns green. Now, humans have also a similar process that I talk about, and that's cellular respiration. So plants' version of cellular respiration is photosynthesis. Humans' version of photosynthesis is cellular respiration. So that is the process of our mitochondria catching the sunlight, and then we produce melanin, right? And melanin is super important for so many things, especially in the brain. But a lot of us have a lot of dead cells. We have a lot of cells that aren't doing the proper function. They're not contributing to the whole. So like, for instance, the brain takes 20 to 30% of the energy per day. And you can go to other major organs like your liver, your kidneys, right? A lot of the times you can go look at your blood work and you can see that these major organ centers are under stress and duress. And this is simply because our mitochondria aren't being fed enough. Now, I did a video yesterday or the day before and talked about amino acids, talked about 911 nutrition. So in 911 nutrition, this is something that I laid out for myself. It includes getting as many amino and fatty acids as possible when I'm eating. So these are our animal-based proteins where we're going to find a complete profile. And your body is a complete profile of amino acids. So if you can just take that and run with it, get as many amino acids as possible, there's no reason to be afraid of the decayance of your body, right? So like if you're above the age of 40 or 50, right? If you're struggling with any disease, you can guarantee that you have some brown leaves in your body, some dysfunctioning cells. But the body is so resilient, right? Like I'm gonna pick off some of these brown leaves, and when I pick off these brown leaves of this plant, what I would do if I was gonna pick off my senescent cells in my body, the dead cells that aren't functioning, this is why I go through that process of fasting, this is why we go through the process of autophagy, because the plant is designed for resilience. Our bodies are clearly designed for resilience. If you've ever gotten sick, you're watching this, so your body has that healing capacity inside. And when we go through that process of autophagy, we can go and clear out like dead cells that aren't functioning properly. Your body will kill them and you will regenerate new cells. And this is so powerful. Because it's so empowering to believe in yourself and all of that. Sometimes we sit on the border of being afraid of getting sick and then not knowing enough about our bodies to realize how strong we are. So like I said, the brain takes 20 to 30% of your energy from your total body per day. So you want to use things, you want to use chemical energy if you can. You want to use your kinetic energy if you can. Kinetic energy is movement energy. So plants, they just do chemical energy, right? All they do is they sit in the sun. So you could practice this, like when you go sit in the sun, you're gonna do chemical energy. And then when you go and strength train, when you exercise your muscle contractions, you are doing kinetic energy. So this is beautiful because we have a more difficult metabolism than plants, but we're able to do more. Like I said, we can synthesize amino acids in our central metabolism. This is why when you go through a fast, provided that your body has an abundance, right? We want cellular abundance in our diet, so full essential amino acid profiles, and then you can go through that fast like incredibly strong, right? You can improve your skin health, you can improve your libido, right? You can improve your immune function, and that's probably the most important thing. And if you're having any issues with like your liver, your kidneys, etc., that's also important. But the lymphatic system. So this is, oh gosh, all the glare. The lymphatic system, this is super important in terms of blood flow. So what you'll notice here is, first off, the thymus gland sits right in front of the heart. So when we're looking at muscular contractions, the diaphragm is known as the second heart. So if you're wanting to improve your immune function, I know a lot of people are wanting to improve their immune function right now. Like, why wouldn't you? It really is your only barrier between you and death is your immune function, right? And a lot of us are struggling with autoimmune disease. If you're a woman, we are 40% more likely to have an autoimmune disease. This is related to our muscle functioning, but the diaphragm is super important to practice expansion and contractions, and you can do this through breath work, right? You could do this through breath work, and you can literally directly work on your immune function, right? Expand and contract. And what I'll do, like if I'm doing rest days and I'm not doing a whole lot of physical activity, is I will do big breath holds. So I'll take a big breath in, all the way in through your nose, so you can produce more nitric oxide. So through your nose, as big as you possibly can. Like, you basically want to try and just pop your diaphragm out. Like, if I could just keep extending my chest cavity, I just want to keep pushing it out, and I'm gonna hold that breath. And when I'm holding that breath, I'm elevating my carbon dioxide levels in the body. So this is important, right? Because when you elevate your carbon dioxide levels, you're actually practicing the stress response, right? I'm actually doing the same thing as when I'm strength training, as when I'm going in the sun. I'm elevating my stress response, and we know when we elevate our stress response, especially intentionally, we're going to call upon the immune system to come in. We're going to call upon inflammation on purpose, in order to get that immune system kind of flowing. It's an intentional immune stimulation, right? Instead of unintentionally, like when we're eating the chemicals and all the processed ingredients in the food, that is very unintentional, that we are eating those foods and it's stimulating our immune function, and we're not going to get a positive immune response back from that. We're just going to be looking at clearing up damage being done. But we want to stimulate those GLP-1 pathways, right? Because we know that those are the healing pathways of the body. That's my autophagy side of my metabolism. So it's the glucagon side, right? So I want to get my insulin down. I want to call in all the troops to help me with this immune support. So the blood flow movement is life. So all diseases usually hallmarked by lack of blood flow. It's the same thing with the lymphatic system. So a lot of people will ask me, Rachel, what do you think about dry brushing? I think it's great. You know, I think anything that you're gonna do towards your health is absolutely phenomenal. But the best way to get your lymphatic system moving better is to put muscle on the body. I can't say it enough, but with every step that you take when you have muscle on your body, you are using more energy. Like, every step that I take, if I have musculature in my legs, I'm going to be using more blood flow and expansion and contraction with every single step. It actually takes more energy, but it's all about investments. So investments into your amino and fatty acids. When you're investing into animal-based proteins, you're getting the entire essential profile. I'm investing that towards building muscle in my body. I'm investing that, if I'm going to be building muscle, I'm investing that towards my hormone function. Our muscle is our endocrine organ. It's our largest endocrine organ. So if you go through illness of any kind, it is a safety mechanism in the back that you have extra energy to pull towards that so you can heal faster, right? People look back to how people did over COVID, right? You take an elderly person or an immunocompromised person, and that person was at they were at a great danger, right, from that immunosuppressive, from that upper respiratory infection. Sorry to slip and trip on my words like that. But you take a younger person, or you take someone who has more muscle in their body, who is training more, they have a backup system of energy for the immune function. So they were able to recover so much faster, right? You could recover in 2 or 3 days, right? Instead of dragging that out to 5 to 8 days, right? And what do we know? The longer an illness is sitting in your body, there can be complications from that, right? So the longer a virus is sitting in your body, You don't know what can come of that. You don't want things to sit in the body. You want your immune system to be incredibly robust. And so it really is simple. Muscle is super important, and then it's also important to understand the amino and fatty acids. When you're eating your animal-based proteins, you're going to get the perfect profile, the perfect ratio of full profile of amino acids, as well as your critical, crucial fatty acids. This is so important for brain health. It's so important for cellular health, for mitochondrial health, right? Mitochondria, the cell, is made of those components. So if we're not eating those components, we are asking for disease. If you go look up what is amino and fatty acids, red meat will be left out of that. That's an important discussion. So when you go and you Google, let your first Google search be simply, like if you go ask ChatGPT or whatever, what are the highest amino acid containing foods? You will get all these different foods, but they will not talk about red meat because red meat has been demonized in the public eye, in the medical industry for a very long time for no reason at all. Red meat is higher in iron, creatine, taurine, zinc. A lot of people have iron deficiencies. So if you have iron deficiencies, but you're afraid of consuming red meat, ask yourself, why am I afraid? And do I want to act on my fear right now? Or do I want to make an empowered decision? So you're Googling highest amino acid containing foods. You're going to be seeing that red meat's left out. So your next Google search is going to be, what is the amino acid content of red meat? And you will get that full profile, and you will get everything that you want to be designed. Same thing for seed oils, right? If you go and Google what are are polyunsaturated fats, are seed oils healthy for membrane function? And you will get the information that you asked for, okay? But you have to be more specific in the way that you Google things. And I always say you can put biochemistry behind every single word, and instead of so you Google vitamin D biochemistry, instead of Googling what does vitamin D in the body do, you're going to get a bunch of opinion pieces that are going to be great. It's going to tell you great for inflammation, blah, 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 blah. But what is the mechanisms of inflammation? It is the process and the functioning of our mitochondria. You want to get down to the mechanics because you cannot be fooled by the mechanics, right? The bike works in a certain way. So if the chain falls off, you know that you have to put the chain back on. So when you're Googling for things, you're going to get a lot of different opinion pieces and different information that is going to say, yeah, it's great for inflammation, it's great for blood flow, great for brain health, but you want to get just a little bit deeper in there, right? So use your chemical and your kinetic energy. That was the basis of what we were talking about with this plant in this video today. I do wish you luck. Your body's built on resistance, so I don't know who you are, don't know how old you are, but you're always capable of strengthening your immune system. And I hope that this video empowered you. I hope that it empowered you on your healing journey. As I have been, the more that I've learned, the more it's built my confidence. And, learning about confidence, right? You learn about how to boost your testosterone in your body instead of being overdriven by cortisol. That is so important, right? Because our hormones are literally our biology is our perspective on life around us. You don't want to be consumed by fear. Right now, there's a lot of fear, okay? It's a really good time to stay calm. I keep saying this to people, super good time to stay calm. So I wish you luck. If this video was helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Send it to your family and friends. Tell them that you love them. Send it to your grandparents who are struggling with age and more senescent cells than you probably. But yeah, if you want to support this channel, like, share, subscribe, and you can donate in my Venmo below in the description link. So thank you, and as always, good luck.